Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Another one on our forecast analysis breakdown. So, for the week ahead, what we are looking for, what we're prepping, and how to basically analyze the market from what we've experienced this week going forward. As I said before, it's always good to go from the higher time frame down to the lower time frame, even though it may not be relevant for us at the moment because the market is well away from areas of interest on the higher time frame, which lie below us at the moment. I have refined a few areas within the higher time frame zones that we had marked out from below. As many of you probably are aware, these zones have been here since the last quarter of 2021. So the zones are still current and active and being marked on our charts, even though they have yet not been tested. The market is currently higher time frame bearish, as we can see. We obviously did a lot of analysis in and around here from June, July through to September, seeing the bearish turn in the market to then come back down and test possibly these areas of liquidity and areas of interest that are lying down below. We did say that we are hoping for a look at a test of the areas of COVID liquidity that was left behind as inefficient price action, which needs to be retested for the markets to then recover probably throughout this year. When we go on to the daily, obviously we only consider lower time frame zones as long stop swing trades. I've refined 4-hour zones between some of these zones, which we'll then see when we go down onto that time frame. So effectively what we are trying to identify here are areas of liquidity, equal highs, areas where large sell orders have been placed. So possibly there's stop losses sitting above certain areas, which is the same for equal highs and equal lows as well. In essence, obviously the market will gravitate towards these areas to take out stops, to then either, as we said on the weekend prior and the GU analysis for the week, to either treat this zone as an area of reversal or to treat the zone as an area of rebound, and then a swap zone, which then takes supply and turns to demand for the market to then continue further up to target areas above. When we go down into the 4-hour time frame, we can see where the market turned tail end of December, Christmas time, created this big bullish rally all the way up, broke interim structure on the way back, but has been held up by daily supply at the moment, which hasn't been mitigated fully, but it has kind of filled inefficient areas within that push with a high volume, which broke interim structure down here. We've come back, filled that area, however, also left behind equal highs there, and then the market has retraced bearish to test areas of liquidity within this compression up here. That obviously has large wicks as well on the higher time frame, which shows inefficient price action. So currently we're sitting in 1-hour demand, and that's formed from this area here, which then obviously broke interim structure, took equal highs here, and also took this last structural point was then tested and then taken out by this move. So effectively this move created the break that took out equal highs along here and then moved the market up into supply. So it's an area of interest, an area where obviously a high volume push was made, where we broke interim structure, and a specific point on the left hand side where structure was being held was actually taken out. So we're currently sitting within that area. If we look at what we've done in terms of mitigation, we can see that we are pretty much at 50% mitigation there. The market is testing in and around here. So what we want to try and see is to see what the market does as Asia opens. Does this area get tested? And do we see a return up to this supply to then reverse down? Or does this area get tested and then we see the supply being respected, and then we blow through this supply to then target areas of liquidity further up, and then which could basically mean that GU kind of comes up into that supply above there. So this is possibly what we're looking at. Option 1, option 2, to see exactly what happens as the market develops throughout the week. It'll be a shot that we call when we see what the market decides to do. That is the forecast for this week. Very short, very quick, under 5 minutes, but hopefully it gives you an understanding of the type of areas I've marked up, the areas that are still relevant to us from previous forecasts and previous analysis, and how we have refined our analysis for the current week and days ahead to see exactly how to interpret the chart going forward. Again, take care, trade safe. Any questions, any comments, drop them into the Instagram or the YouTube comment section, and I will be more than happy to answer any questions. Thank you. Bye-bye.